So we're looking at question 16, and 16 says to consider this function, f at x. It says consider the function f at x equals minus half x squared plus 4x plus 10. And it says find the x-intercepts to start. So the x-intercepts happen when f at x is equal to 0, right? So we set f at x equal to 0 and try and solve for x. X squared plus 4x plus 10. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to multiply everything by 2. So multiply 0 by 2, I get 0. Multiply that by 2, I get minus x squared plus 4. Sorry, multiply that by 2. 4 times 2 is 8x plus 10 times 2 is 20. And then the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get rid of this minus sign because I don't like working with it. And I'm just going to switch the signs. I'm going to multiply this by minus 1 and multiply the other side by minus 1. Of course, when you multiply 0 by minus 1, you get 0. And I'm allowed to do that. Minus 20. Now, I'm going to go ahead and try and factor this. Is there two numbers that I can think of that add up, that multiply to 20, 20 and 1, and I can add or subtract it to get negative 8. Now, the truth is, 20 and 1 doesn't work. 10 and 2 does work, but if to get minus 8, I have to have minus 10 plus 2. And minus 10 times 2 is negative 20. So in fact, I can factor this as x minus 10x plus 2. And if you're not sure, just expand it. Just FOIL it out, and you'll see that you'll get the same, you'll get the following. Okay, but that is how you factor it. And now, if this is 0, and I have this factored out, that means that x minus 10 is equal to 0, which means that x is equal to 10, or it could be the case that this is 0. X plus 2 equals 0, which means x is equal to minus 2. So these are where my zeros are. So if I was to draw it, it'd be upside down, and I'd have something at minus 2 and something here at 10. It'd look like a parabola, something like that, but not sure exactly. Okay, so let's look at the next part of the question. It says use two methods to find the vertex. Well, method number one to find the vertex is, well, I have the midpoint. The midpoint between BW, between 10 and minus 2, is 10 minus 2 over 2, which is equal to 8 over 2, which is equal to 4. So my midpoint happens at 4, but we don't know the y value. The y value comes from substituting. I'm just going to copy this here. I'm just going to move it. Copy this. This is our original equation. And I'm going to duplicate it. And I'm just going to move it down. I have that. Now I'm just going to find f. I'm going to find f at 4. That's equal to minus half times 4 squared plus 4 times 4 plus 10. And that's equal to minus half. 4 squared is 16 plus 16 plus 10. Cross that out to get 8. I get minus 8 plus 16 plus 10, which makes this, I'm going to get 8 plus 10, and that becomes 18. So f at 4 equals 18. So vertex is 4, 18. All right, so it said find 2 ways to do it. So let's find 2 ways. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this again. And another way to do it is, well, I don't really like doing this, but you've got to do it when you have to do it. You complete the square. So f at x equals, take out the first term. That's step 1. What are we left with? We're taking out half from both of these. Now, in order to do that, I multiply this by the reciprocal, right? So 8x, or minus, I have to take out the minus, right? If I multiply minus half by 8x, I'll get 4x. Okay, that's a step that people have to get comfortable with. Plus 10. Now the next step is to complete the square. What value of what do I have to add and subtract so that this becomes a perfect square? Well, you take this value, 8 divided by 2, and you square it, which is 4 square, which is 16. But I'm just going to write 4 square minus 4 square, just for the sake of being able to know that I'm going to leave the 4. Oh, shoot. How do I do this? So the next step is f at x equals minus half x minus 4, all of it squared. I multiply this half by 4 squared, plus 4 squared over 2, this minus multiplies by that minus, plus 10. And what do I end up getting? I end up getting f at x equals minus half x minus 4 square plus, what's 4 square? 8? No, 16, right? Divided by 2 is 8 plus 18. And now I have it in vertex form. Vertex at 4, 18. And that's exactly the same answer I got over here. So that's how I know that I'm on the right track. Next, finally, sketch the graph of the function. Well, I already did that here, right? 418. Right? Maybe it could look better. So I got my zeros, right? I have my, oops. What's going on? I don't know why it's not drawing. I'll just draw here. Minus 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, right there. And it hits 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. It goes something like that. And you just do 4, 18. That's not clean. I shouldn't have done that. I didn't expect it to go so high. And it's giving me a hard time, technical difficulties. But basically, if you just mark it anyway, that's it. You have minus 10. You have minus 2. And you say something like 4, 18. That should be good enough.